Damn, y'all feel that?
Yeah, yeah, uh, yeah. A message to all you pseudo spitters. The sound is cool, but the trend I see is the truth is missing. I feel the flow is stupid. You claim that the music's different. I guess it's all opinion, depending on who was listening.
What's the word, John? It's KTR_podcast, hashtag KTR. We are KTR. We are back and we're in the building for episode 69 of No Rose Podcast. Yes, that's hashtag KTR. We are KTR. We are back in the building. It's been a minute. We took a break, but we here once again. We try to give y'all time, though. WrestleMania season, traveling here and there, this and that. We don't want to talk about what everybody's talking about during the time, so it's okay. But we back. We live and direct. And before we get into episode 69, I got to check in with my brothers, Big Harv and J-Bo himself. How are y'all doing today?
I'm actually doing great. Got over an illness. I'm getting my energy back. Can't complain.
You do look
Yeah,
bad.
that's going around. That's going around. I see my son here now because he's sick instead of being at school. So, Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I'm doing.
That's good. That's good. We live and we lit. But before we dive into this episode real quick, I got y'all to do this one simple favor for me. I need y'all help. I need y'all assistance. I need y'all aid, and that is to follow all social media platforms, KTR_podcast, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, Another Rose Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, Another Rose Podcast, all podcast platforms. We got Google Podcasts, we got Spotify, we got Anchor, we got Apple Podcasts, we got Podbean on everything. And don't forget to get your merch at ProWrestlingTees.com/KTR Podcast. Let's get in, let's go, and let's get into the show.
Yeah.
This is episode 69. 69 is a hell of a number, I tell you. 69 is a great number. It's probably the best number of all time. And since we're on episode 69, the greatest number of all time, let's talk about Grace real quick. We're going to dive right into it, into our black, beautiful queen that is the current Raw Women's Champion right now. That is Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
As y'all know, currently know, she did retain her title at WrestleMania against Asuka. And, I just want to give her a rose, give her flowers real quick right now, and just talk about her. Just not about what she did, but talk about her right now. So, recent events, recent episode on Kevin Hart's episode of Coast Balls. Y'all may check that out on YouTube. It's like the 12, 15-minute vignette, just interviewing people that on the show. But on that episode, Bianca just talked about her past, past accomplishments, what she's currently doing in wrestling, how she got involved with it, and all things she's doing currently within the business and how she is shining her light within the WWE and all her work. But there was one thing that caught my attention in what she had mentioned. Kevin Hart did bring up the question, so what would be the next thing for you after wrestling? And she brought up the whole, people that of that magnitude and that stature within WWE, what's next for them is Hollywood. She wants to get into the acting world, possibly, get into the movie roles, get into TV shows, things of that nature. And with that being said, I'm pretty sure she would be successful in that, how stunning she is. Not sure how her acting skills will be, but what little price here and there won't hurt. So with that being said, what do y'all see in Bianca's future endeavors after wrestling?
I can give my thoughts on that. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Bianca wrestles maybe for like another 3 to 5 years and starts looking for an exit, to be honest with you, because I'm pretty sure, if it's still in the book, she would still love to start a family with Montez. So we all know that female wrestlers don't typically have that same longevity as male wrestlers do. And somebody like Bianca Belair, who's already won the Royal Rumble, won at WrestleMania multiple times, won the championships that are important in the WWE for her. She has went through and beaten everybody. She's at a point in her career where it's like there's not that much left to prove. If anything is left to prove at that. So yeah, I can see 3 to 5 years, maybe, start selling down, start a family with Montez. Yeah, I can definitely see her going trade Hollywood. As far as her successes, I mean, I don't know. That's way too early to think. But I can definitely see her, going into that, stepping away from wrestling. And quite honestly, she's done more than enough to deserve that. So yeah, I say another 3 to 5 years.
Big Hole.
I agree. That's what I think as well. She's not going to be around like another 10, 12 years. It's going to be short and sweet. She's already swept the table, killed everybody, beat everybody, held the title almost to a record breaking. I think it is. She's still breaking records with the title.
Yep.
I think that the reality show they have coming up is going to be really telltale of how well she'll do in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I think the track record of wrestlers to Hollywood is not that great, but she has natural charisma, so it could really go either way as far as that transition goes. But yeah, I think that once we get that show, that actual show of her and Montez out there doing their thing, then we'll really have a better gauge of what she'll be able to do after wrestling. But I think that whatever she wants to do, she'll be successful at it. She's a pretty good role model. She doesn't have any drama. Nobody really has anything bad to say about her. So she keep her nose clean. She can do whatever she want to do.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. It's basically like she is the next John Cena, pretty much in a way, in a sense of nature, probably in that way. But with that, like you said, she has done a lot. She has accomplished a lot, longest reign title with the Raw Women's title. She's main event in WrestleMania. She's done a lot of things. She's done everything. But she has yet to do one thing. Do you know what that one thing is?
What is it, Cinko?
She has yet to beat the Queen, Charlotte Flair, in a one-on-one match.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen sooner than later. Like, I wouldn't even hold
Charlotte leave.
It's going to happen.
Unless she leave. I hope she leave.
Who, you hope Charlotte leave?
Yeah, get out.
Why?
Going on over to AEW with your husband. Yeah, go on. Shoot.
She can't do that. WWE's her baby.
She came. She was gone for months, came back, did one program, and then left again. She don't seem very keen to be out here right now with WWE. She want to be with her husband.
Yeah.
She had her honeymoon, and she went back out to do more stuff with her husband. So she might, in my opinion, look at more and more like that's the direction she might be heading in.
Okay.
I wouldn't care to see that. Mainly, I'm not saying that I'm over here saying I'm the biggest Charlotte Flair fan, but if she were, and I know you are, but if she were to go to AEW, I don't think that she's going to get the recognition she thinks she's going to deserve. I'm pretty sure she's going to work out some type of lucrative deal with Tony Khan to get, the top matches. She's going to start main eventing shows and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But I feel eventually she's just going to dwindle down. I wouldn't say down the line as far as like AEW Dark, but she's not going to be in the role that she thinks she's going to be in. And it's not necessarily her fault because that's just the normal history with AEW guys anyway. If your name is not Omega, Page, or the Young Bucks, you're eventually going to go down either mid-card or we're going to maybe see you in a every so often storyline. So even if she does, take her bags and go to AEW, I'm not looking for nothing long over there either.
Yeah, I mean that was more of just a jokey joke. I want her. I just want her gone. I don't want to see her. Be honest. If I'm honest, take that nice long break. She'd come back in a couple years. I might be okay with it, but right now she's just too oversaturated. She won the title too many times, and all they're gonna do is put her in a title contention. If they used her to boost other people, it'd be different, but they don't. If she was more of a gatekeeper for people coming up and about to challenge for them titles, that'd be different. That's not what they do with her. Oversaturated.
I love how we created a topic within a topic because this wasn't a topic that I had listed down. Even though we didn't talk about topics before we started the show, this wasn't on my radar. But I'm glad we're going with the flow. That's how we do now. That's what have we on episode 69. You know your people, your brothers already by the time. But it's good. So we're gonna talk about another great real quick since we're talking about great stuff right now, and that is y'all already know who we're about to talk about the tribal chief Roman Reigns. We got to. It's needed. It's necessary. The head honcho of the WWE and everything. And with that, we all watched WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
We watched him retain the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight title. I'm sure that's what it's called. It's two titles mixed in one. So I don't know what the hell how it go, but that's just my thoughts on it. But yeah, we saw it happen. We saw him beat Cody Rhodes. Can't call him Cody Luther King right now because he didn't win. But yeah, we saw him beat Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he is still champion. See, and everybody, majority of people's thoughts were, he's going to lose WrestleMania, take time off, this and that. and come back whenever. But that's not the case, though.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all feel about the results of that match and the future to come with Roman Reigns?
Or you can go first.
I am completely cool with the results. I don't mind Roman Reigns having a longer reign. I'm not bored with it yet. I'm not. He's playing the role perfectly. What I'm upset about, I'm not even upset about it because I've heard a couple other people speak on the topic, and I said this before the match happened that if he doesn't win at Mania, meaning Rhodes, the moment's gone, and it is. It truly is. This program with Brock Lesnar means so much less than the program that just because it's Brock Lesnar don't mean it's a prestigious program. It's not. It's not. They have successfully blown that story apart. And that's cool. Like I said, I'm never against Roman Reigns doing anything at this point. But as far as the payoff of him leaving WWE, coming back to do something his family's never, nobody in his family's ever done, that story is not going to mean as much when he does eventually win the title. That's gone. That moment is gone. All that build is gone. There's no way you can convince me that it's not. There's no way you can convince me that a SummerSlam win, next WrestleMania win, that doesn't matter. The injury even helped it, in my opinion. He didn't have time to flounder. He came back red hot again, and they did what they wanted to do. That's fine. Again, it wasn't done horribly. It was done right if you were going to do that. But that moment's gone. That superstar making Cody Rhodes moment is completely gone. It just is. He's still going to be a top card guy probably for the rest of his career, but he'll never have that moment. That moment, it was taken. It's gone. That's it. I'm all for Rome. Yeah, keep going. I don't mind that at all. So I don't want it to look like, I'm shitting on the decision. I'm not. I'm just saying that if they were looking, we can make up for it. You can't. That's done. That's over. That's it.
Cody Rhodes did an interview a while ago. I can't remember when it was, but he was discussing the whole championship scenario and him with the belt. And he said the money isn't in the win. The money is in the chase. And my response to that statement is that would be true if you wasn't Cody Rhodes. Okay. The money was definitely at the WrestleMania moment. However, I get where they're coming from. They're trying to make, Cody Rhodes look like, he's really worked towards that championship in the WWE. Harv, you brought up a good point. Like, he was even off. He came back, he really worked for it. I get that in this thing with Brock Lesnar and still the continuation with the eventual bloodline. That's going to be the build. That's the chase. That's where they're trying to get the money out of. I get it. But yes, Harv, you got a great point. It's the biggest moment they could have gotten out of it. Not to say there isn't a moment anymore. There still is. When he does the draft, there is a moment, but it's not going to be as big as him beating Reigns at WrestleMania. Now, back to and who knows, that could have been what Cody wants, that could not have been. But one thing that Cody has made it clear is that his story, especially when he referenced his father, his story was never a WrestleMania moment. His story was to win the championship that his father never had, and that was the WWE title. So is that at a sacrifice of a big moment that he could have? I mean, we clearly see that is now. But eventually he is going to win the belt. That, I think, at the end of the day, that's what he wants, despite how he got it. Everyone got their own opinions, but Roman Reigns is honestly one of the best acts that we have in our generation. The fact that he continues that championship belt and still shocks people till this day, he's doing his job. So the right decision was made at WrestleMania. Cody will still be a big star. Sure, he's not going to have the big moment, but it's fine. Everything is still fine. I still don't like the whole Cody Rhodes Brock Lesnar thing. I think that's unnecessary. They're recycling the whole John Cena lose to The Rock and then fuse with Lesnar that next night. I hate it. It's the same way I felt with Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor, now Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. Like, it just doesn't look right. Even on paper, it just doesn't. I'm pretty sure Cody's going to win because that's going to start his resurgence. But that's the one thing. Is like, y'all really did not have to do that. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
I let the win marinate for a while. Because we was together when we saw that happen, and I was in shock. But like I said, I wasn't mad at it though. You know,
Yeah.
let's say it like. And when I said that, because I was taking in Harv's perspective on how Cody shouldn't have won the title at Mania when he first got there, and so I put that two and two together. But yeah, like with Reigns at his position, he can't lose yet. I don't know how he's gonna lose. I don't know when he's gonna lose, but the way that how they are pushing Roman right now, especially now he's about to be surpass 1,000 days of being a champion. He just whenever he loses, he just can't lose straight up. It is what it is, you know, and that's just how it's going to be, you know. So he can't be to, I guess, whatever prominent wrestler we think it should be or can be. Is Cody Rhodes or where's Seth Rollins, where's Bobby Lashley, etc. It doesn't matter. They're not going to have him lose clean. He has to lose, but it's not going to be a clean loss. You know, it's either going to be by a triple threat fatal four-way match, and he's not the one that's pinned, or somebody's going to cash that money in the bank on him when he's knocked out, and they got to get a pin that way. But other than that, I just don't see him losing to anybody straight because he's beating everybody that's in that upper magnitude level. And it's just like, who would he, besides Seth Rollins, but it's like, besides that, like, who would he actually like face one-on-one and have them take the title off him single-handedly?
I mean, Cody Rhodes was your last best bet.
Right.
At this point, you'll just be recycling major stars. So you'll recycle Seth Rollins, you'll recycle Brock Lesnar.
If they really built Drew again, I mean, really put time into building Drew, he would be credible. But as it stands right now, no.
Right.
Well, Harv, going back to your point, I still don't feel that that Drew will have another moment. Drew's moment was at Clash Castle.
I agree.
That's his moment. Now, if he works out a contract where he can come back and they build him up to build Reigns, sure. But that's one of those things where like, hey, look, y'all missed a major moment.
Yeah, you missed it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, since we're on the top of the other superstars right now, you know, upcoming we have currently is the WWE draft. It's coming up soon. We're bringing that back. we're actually finally, maybe somewhat partially, are going to split the rosters up. Maybe I don't know how long it's going to last because you know what happens. You know, they're going to bring that wild card back. You know, people going to be back and forth on the same programs. You know, you're going to see the Usos on Raw and SmackDown. So I don't know how in-depth and specific and real this draft will be, but the WWE draft is coming. It's coming soon to a TV near you. But with that, since we know that it's coming and there people are going to get drafted here and there, let's go ahead with the first question about the draft. Who do you think would be the first group to be split up in the WWE draft?
I really want to entertain this, but my level of care is extremely low, and I can't even begin to think. You said groups that'll break up?
Yeah, what group do you think will break up in the WWE draft?
Alpha Academy. I see them breaking up because they're pushing Otis or Otis again with the male maxing model. So I can see that.
Love it.
Yeah, they see him as a way to get that whole group over, and he really is. He really could get that whole group over. I think it's the perfect time. If they were going to split the Street Profits, that would be the best way to split them without any animosity or a heel turn or any of that other, basic stuff. But I do think that the Otis and Chad split is probably the one that's going to happen.
Wait, question. Did Street Profits have their tag team match against the champions already?
So wait,
on Raw?
Before a championship opportunity? I thought that was just a showcase.
I had no idea. I thought it was for a change. If it's just showcasing their mind, then
it would have made more sense. Yeah, but no.
Because then they faced each other on Raw, didn't they?
They did face each other on Raw. You're right.
Yeah, I thought that was it. It was just a match.
Yeah, well, never mind. Well, that makes sense then. Oh, well, you got a point with Street Profits because they were really trying to push Montez Ford and Bianca Belair to the moon right now.
Mm-hmm.
all these commercials and stuff like that. You know how they include Angelo Dawkins in, so you don't make them feel like left out. But once that split happens, the focus is gonna be on them two completely.
I feel so bad for Angelo because he's really been working like ever since the whole rumors with Montez going single. I mean, he's been working his butt off, putting on great matches. But it's just inevitable. It's just sad, really.
Yeah. For me, I think they are going to break up Judgment Day.
Why you say that?
And I don't think as the group completely. I just think they're gonna separate Rhea Ripley away from the guys.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's the argument because she's strong on her own. I can see that, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna say no. No, I can see that.
Because with that, because I got these all group of these factions and everything, and everybody's finding Rhea pops in and she hits the guy, and like you can't really do nothing against her because she's a woman. I think they're gonna take that whole dynamic away since she's actually the champion now, and she's actually a favorable champion because people actually like her and love her. She's a heel. I just think they're gonna separate her away from the rest of the guys and let them be on their own. So it's just ways to move on pretty much because there's other rumors about them moving Rey Mysterio's son down to NXT. And so that's another thing too as well. So you have ways so you can split this quote unquote relationship up between them. So it's not like they gotta go through like a breakup or anything. It's like, okay, you put Rhea on one show, you got the Judgment on the other show. So it's like, okay, that's their breakup since they ain't seen each other, like I did with Otis and old girl from
Mandy Rose.
Yeah, Mandy Rose, yeah. It's like just ways like that, just do it, secretly and just so it's not that out in the open. And with that, since they're gonna move Dominic down, then it's gonna split up. What's the name? Priest and Balor. So
Another rumor I've heard, Dom winning the Money in the Bank. So
that's a horrible rumor.
You know what?
It's gotten worse.
I get your point though with removing Rhea. I don't think it's a good idea because the faction is still pretty hot, and it's really she's what's helping keeping them hot. Her and Dom's dynamic, but I can see it happening.
The only thing that'll suck with that is if they do, let's say hypothetically speaking, Rhea goes to SmackDown, Damian and Finn stay on Raw, and Dom go to NXT. That's really going to leave Finn and Damian right in the same spot that they were before the Judgment Day because they was in limbo there, and I don't see them really going much further because back to your point, the real attraction of the groups was either Rhea or the BS that Dom was doing. So, that's an unfortunate look.
Yeah, they might have them as a tag team. So, some workout. All right, next question. Since we didn't have any call-ups from NXT yet, usually that does happen after WrestleMania. Who do you think will be drafted from NXT to Raw or SmackDown? Harv, you go first, since you're shaking your head.
It's the whole draft thing.
That's it.
It doesn't matter. I mean, on the back of your head, you just know that in a month they're going to have some superstar initiative where fools can jump back and forth and do whatever the hell they want to. So it's hard to immerse yourself and really come up with a decision. It's just hard. Also, because of the way they do NXT now, it's not as popular for people to come up because they're homegrown board. They're not the known names from other companies and all. You can't wait to see these dream matches. So it's harder to judge. I don't know. Brian Breaker.
No, I was gonna say, just go ahead and say Brian Breaker.
That's all I got. Brian. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's ready to move up. He's not great, but he's ready to. He can do the WWE style. Like I don't think he'll have a problem doing that. And I could see him having some pretty successful feuds right out the gate. So I think Brian would be a good choice.
I would feel Brian as well. However, right now with him being doing this heel move, I feel they're still trying to test the waters with him as a heel in NXT first before they bring him up. But yeah, I mean, Braun, obviously, it seems like as far as NXT, they're still, experimenting with a whole bunch of different things with the wrestlers on the roster. Uh, the only one I truly believe is going to happen, it's small, but everyone else, I'm a fan of Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. They've been off TV for a while. They've already won the NXT Women's Tag Team titles together, and they're one of the last legitimate women's tag teams that we have in the WWE. So I can see them coming up. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to make too much of a difference, if at all, for the women's tag team titles on Raw and SmackDown. But I can see them being drafted up.
Cool. That ain't bad. That's a good analogy. Good analogy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Grayson Waller.
You've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, I'm still
That's
saying
fair.
Grayson Waller will be the person from NXT that gets drafted to either Raw or SmackDown, because personality wise, just for the the whole TV aspect and everything, like he really has like pretty much like the whole generic package of a wrestler. He's decent in the ring, decent on the mic. He got his own entertainment segment with the Grayson Waller effect, so he adds that element to TV whenever he has his chance to shine and do TV work, promo work, or whatever, this and that. So I just feel like he'll be a great addition to either Raw or SmackDown, wherever he gets brought up to. I really want, obviously, Melo to get brought up, but they probably don't think it's time right now. No, I feel like they're going to let him, have his reign as the NXT champion for a while. I'm not sure when he will get called up, because that's another problem too. Because he doesn't need to wait another year. That's what I'm saying. That's the only problem. But unless he loses Grayson Waller at the next NXT event, whatever, then that'll be the only way I see it. But other than that, I don't see them bringing up either Melo or Braun Breaker right now currently, because how you say they're testing waters with Braun, and with Melo just win the championship, and I feel like after Grayson Waller loses, this is per time just to push him up at that moment. So,
Cinko, no, you brought up an excellent point, because honestly, with that thought, either one can come up, Grayson Waller or Carmelo Hayes, because Carmelo, we already know he's already done everything, and he already won the NXT title.
He's literally done everything on here.
Literally, yeah. So I can see him, holding the belt for a month and being called up. I can see that. And same thing with Grayson Waller. He already challenged for the NXT title, lost. He's challenging again. So if he loses again, there's nothing else needed. So I can see him getting called up. So honestly, it truly depends on who wins the NXT title match coming up. So no, that's a great point.
Yeah, so we see that. All right. And with that being said, we already said who's going to get called up. Who do you think will be called down to NXT to help out the upcoming athletes within that program?
Called down.
I think if they split up Otis and Chad might go back down.
Damn, really?
Yeah. They just keep starting and stopping that man. He should have achieved so much more by now. So I really think that his role might be to help the people down in NXT get better, rather than having them start, stop, and tag with various people and then break up the tag. I mean, it's just getting old. Just a thought,
Yeah,
I see Mustafa Ali going down.
Oh man, his star's falling so far.
It's crazy, and it's upsetting, because I remember his social media posts he used to do back when he was unemployed, and then he came back. We all thought, all right, he clearly worked out something in his favor. No, so I can see him going to NXT, and whatever new happy gimmick he has going on right now, he could probably test it down there, and like Harv said, help them out. Probably help his in ring, like people start noticing his in ring again, because he's not that bad in the ring at all.
He's not.
So yeah, I can see Mustafa Ali going down.
Gable Steveson.
Dude, no one, man.
Who exactly? Gable Steveson.
I know that man just be happy when that check come every month. I know it. He just be happy.
Like, damn, another NIL deal check coming in. He ain't did a damn thing.
He ain't did nothing.
Man, shoot.
He did nothing. That way, I was gonna say the male models, but he really just clicked in my mind like, hold on, wait a minute. Gable Stevenson gonna
He's
get called
such a
down.
non-factor. I forgot all about dude.
They pushed him so hard.
Yeah.
Granted, we're gonna respect his accolades as being, NCAA wrestling champion,
That
gold
ain't what
medalist,
this
the
is.
best wrestler in the world. We got that everything.
That ain't
But
what this is.
it's WWE, and like
Yeah, where you at?
I spoke about this before. I'm like, it didn't make sense. It wasn't necessary to bring him up the Raw because you don't know what he can do. I'm for my black brother and everything, but bro, it's been almost 3 years now going on, and we ain't seen nothing but a half suplex at WrestleMania.
Not an ankle lock, head
I
lock,
ain't seen nothing.
body scissor, hip throw,
Not
nothing.
tag team match, nothing.
Irish whip, where you at, bro?
Just show a front row, with jewelry and clapping and everything. Hey, that's it.
WWE wanted a Kurt Angle so bad, and now they have an Olympic gold medalist. They really, really pushed them, but it's another investment that went down.
Right. I said it was a bad idea from the start.
You said that whole program was a bad idea.
It was. You put somebody you don't know nothing of that hasn't even stepped in the squared circle. No, we know what you do in the real circle, but apparently, I don't know.
We know what you do on the mat.
Right.
What you doing for the entertainment side. Yeah,
exactly. Like work with your brother or something, because something ain't giving right now because it's been too long. Because what they're doing down in NXT, they said if you can't get this stuff down 6 months, we're cutting you.
Yeah.
But it's been almost 3 years for you. Time running out. You got to do something. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you. Continue to just get them NIL deals for the Olympic stuff like that. Be rich, be happy. Because right now, just holding up somebody else's spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know what else going behind the scenes. I heard that he had an injury that he had no surgery on and whatnot. So God forbid that's the reason why. Hope for a speedy recovery. But if it's not because of that, you need to get some work done. That's all. Work. Get to work.
Work, nigga.
Cool. All right, last question of the show. I asked y'all in the group chat earlier a while ago, and I'm gonna bring it back again because I want to talk about it in public. It was a question, a topic on our Facebook timeline that was going around for a while. It was actually asked in 2020, but it got resurfaced again this year, not too long ago. And some random person, I don't remember his name, but he's caused regular people to talk about it. So the question was, who are your top 5 dirty wrestlers of all time? We're gonna go with you first and be honest. No, be completely honest. Don't hold back. We want to hear it, and we're gonna comment about it. Go.
Okay. Well, hopefully this doesn't get me canceled, but I mean, come on. We're talking about my favorite wrestlers growing up, despite outside activities. So Kurt Angle was one. The Rock was another one. Excuse me. Kurt Angle, The Rock. Shawn Michaels was another one. Eddie Guerrero was mine. Man, I don't care what it say. Chris Benoit was my other one.
Yeah. Why you say it for laugh?
Man, look, before his situation, I used to love watching Chris Benoit, man. I love watching him. Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero. Those are all of my favorites growing up. No question.
Go ahead, boy.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about why Chris Benoit? Let's get out the way real quick. Since we're on the topic right now.
Well, okay, fine. So Chris Benoit, and very similar to likes of Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle. These aren't wrestlers that's like 6'5", whatever. They're not like the big what you would imagine out of a type of wrestler look like, but they win the ring and they can wrestle with the best of them, with the largest of them. They can wrestle with the poster child, the poster board wrestler, whatever, and they can make them look foolish. And they have been for years. If you're going to see them in the ring, you're going to get a great match, no matter what. So yeah, that's why.
Okay, we respect it.
Go
ahead, Harv.
Yeah, mine is not in any particular order, and this is strictly for people that I found entertaining. Not going to the wrestling skills and all that. That's a completely different list. Mike skills, completely different list. I'm gonna go with Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, CM Punk, Razor Ramon, and who would be 5? Mankind. Mick
Wow.
Foley.
Okay,
Yeah, Mick Foley. Coming up, I love Mick.
So CM Punk, that's the one that stood out for me. Why him?
Best in the world. What kind of question is that?
Oh my God.
Best in the world. I mean, he's always going to be controversial, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of posts going around now, resurfacing of that old promo with Triple H going off on him when he called him the skinny fat ass and all that. And he was talking about, oh, you just want to be the top. You just want to be you only care about change when it's about you. And that's not the case at all. I think that he's proven over the years that that's not the case. And he gets a bad rap because he's standing on what the fuck he say. He about his business and he stand on it. He's never failed to put somebody else over. He's never failed to do anything for the good of the business. So from that aspect, I feel like Punk should be at the top. He's on my list for the top. He's entertaining. He's succeeded in every promotion he's ever been in. Hall of Fame career, in my opinion.
Okay. I ain't mad at it. That's good. Cool. You got any questions about his list, J-Bo?
No, not at all. I'm more interested in yours.
All right, here goes my
On
list.
his list.
My 5. For me, we're gonna I ain't gonna do no order. So one, I got Booker T on mine because he was my first favorite wrestler.
Okay.
Secondly, got Brock Lesnar.
Okay, arguable.
John Cena.
I knew that one.
Yeah, we knew John Cena. Love that nigga, man. John Cena. Randy Orton, no, for hometown reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, The Miz.
The Miz.
The Miz.
Nice. Somebody had to give him his flowers.
The Miz, he grew on me over time. He really did. And for that being is because of the fact, he was basically like the first person to transition from, the outside like entertainment world into wrestling. Obviously first came in, doesn't have the look of a wrestler at all. He still doesn't have the look of a wrestler at all today. But he make it work for himself. And the way he can manipulate and utilize basically his mic skills and his personality, to put him over with everything else he does in ring wise works. And the thing about it, and I always said, if I was ever a wrestler, that would be my ideal go-to of a wrestling personality would be The Miz or Enzo, but that's another story. But like I said, like just somebody like of that persona, that's the one I would mimic right there because I feel like the way he just makes it work out in his favor. And the thing about it, shoot, he's been successful with it. He's a 2-time Grand Slam champion. Even though he won the world title secondly in just a weird way, but he still won. Like that's all that mattered to me. I don't care how I win. As long as I win, that's how I feel about the championship. I don't give a fuck how I win. As long as I got the top of my shoulder, I'm happy. I don't need a 5-star match. I don't need nothing stellar and everything like that. I'm like, shoot, if I gotta be the person that give a low blow, get the briefcase, pin him, I'm fine. That's me. I'm good.
I can't wait till Dom do that when he win this briefcase so they can be your boy. I likes that. I'm into that.
We're talking about anyway. Did you have any questions about my list, J-Bo?
No, I had no question, but I will give you credit because The Miz does deserve his flowers. He's one of the best Intercontinental champions of our generation. At the peak of his career with the WWE Championship, when he had the mic, you knew that he was going to ruffle some feathers. Even when people started to forget who The Miz was, I still remember that infamous promo that The Miz and Daniel Bryan had on Smack Talk, where The Miz just like ate into him, and it was so left field that no one I didn't expect that. I know what anyone else, but I wasn't expecting a promo like that at that moment. So I agree. You got to give the Miz his flowers for that one.
Cool. And with that, that is all the time that we have for today. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for y'all support. We appreciate it. We love y'all. And we can't thank you enough for all the support that you bring to No Roast Podcast. But until then, we are signing out for episode 69. But before we sign out, I need y'all to do this one simple thing for us, and that is to follow us on all social media platforms, KTR_podcast, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, No Roast Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, No Roast Podcast. All podcast platforms. Got Google Podcasts, got Spotify, we got Anchor, got Apple Podcasts, got Poppy One, everything. And don't forget to get your merch at ProWrestlingTees.com/KTR Podcast. Let's get in, let's go. This is episode 69. Episode 69.
The dirty.
Know the Roast Podcast. Hashtag KTR. We are KTR and we are out.
What should they do, Big Harv?
Pump them goddamn numbers. Make it happen.
That don't compute in my mind. I must be out of mind. Black fist high, rally up before we out of time.